The next matter before the 77th District Court of Osceola County is the matter of the people, State of Michigan versus Alan R. Kullman. This is case number 12-21009FY. Mr. Kullman, please state your full name for the record.
Alan Ray Kullman.
And Mr. Riddick, would you please enter your appearance for the record?
Thank you, Your Honor. My name is Jeffrey Riddick.
Okay. We're here for an arraignment. As I indicated, that we have a criminal complaint involving 3 charges of criminal sexual conduct in the first degree involving a relationship. The maximum consequence for those offenses are punishable by up to life in prison with mandatory AIDS and STD testing and DNA to be taken upon arrest. Mr. Kullman, your attorney has waived the formal reading of the complaint. Do you understand what the charges are and the maximum consequence you're facing?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, the issue before the court at this point in time would be establishing bond. Mr. Riddick, would you like to address that before I make a decision?
I would, Your Honor. Obviously, we are taking into account the seriousness of these charges, but in light of that, my client has no prior criminal history. He is a lifelong resident of the state of Michigan. He is currently residing with family outside of the county, but he is still residing in the state of Michigan. He has assured me that he will appear for any and all court appearances, and he will abide by any special conditions of the bond. He has some ability to post a monetary bond. I've been in contact with his family. We would ask the court, with the recognition that the court rule would necessarily allow the court to deny bond in these cases. I believe that under these circumstances, that bond should be set.
Okay. Well, the latitude the court has is any time it's a capital offense, the court can deny bond. And there's some conditions that I'm concerned about. Number one, in the interest of justice itself, I think the vulnerability of the victim in this case, the victim being the age of 14 years old, it is a capital offense, it's punishable by life, and also that I've been advised that the defendant has left work on a leave of absence, and some things were expressed to me through the various police departments that investigated this, that there could be a potential flight risk in this case, not having anything else to base it on other than that. And again, I'm just a magistrate, not a judge, but I am going to set no bond in this case and put a pretrial release order into effect. I'm going to order the defendant not to have any contact with the victim in this case, her residence, her place of employment, or school. I'm also going to put a condition that he's not to have any contact with anyone under the age of 16, and that at this point in time that would be the only provisions because of no bond. If a judge changes that, then we would also probably add the stipulations of no weapons, no drugs, and not leave the state of Michigan. But at this point in time, I'm going to order that the defendant be held without bond pending the outcome of his preliminary exam.
Concerned parent contacted the Evart Police Department, and they began an investigation into some allegations about an inappropriate relationship with a student. And once their investigation began, they realized that it was outside of their jurisdiction. So they contacted the state police, and we began the investigation on June 2nd.
Okay. I guess we've heard many rumors around town and everything. Did it start with text and then move into a sexual relationship? Can you go into that?
I can't comment on that.
Okay.
Do you know how long the relationship has been going on?
For several months.
Was this one individual, or are there others being investigated? Or?
There are a few other names that we're investigating, but as it stands right now, there's one victim.
Okay. I guess just to recap what we had, what are the charges brought against Alan Kullman?
Alan Kullman was charged with 3 counts of criminal sexual conduct in the first degree, and meaning that he had a position of authority over the student, and his position of authority had some bearing in the investigation, or in the crime.
The magistrate mentioned something about him being a possible flight risk. Did you guys have any trouble with him during the investigation?
No. The investigation just revealed that he had moved from his residence to another residence, and just outside of the area.
Do you know, he took a leave on May 29th. Do you know what the status of it at that time? That was his decision, his choice, and then the investigation wasn't going on your end yet?
Not on our end, no, but I believe the Evart Police Department will already investigating that.
Do you know his employment status now?
No.